Bam. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, reviewers of all ages, all demographics, from sea to shining sea, all around the world and Mars, other planets viewing and listening to this.
M-A-R-S, Mars, bitches. That's right. Red Rocks. Yeah.
Only we call this bitch. It's episode 160 of
Woo!
Ooh-wee. That's right. We ain't playing around. Make sure to follow us at JB and Benny Blue, JBandBennyBlueReview.com for all past episodes, content, merch, all that shit. We are on all streaming platforms, right? Check us out. Subscribe, rate, and definitely check us out on our YouTube channel as well. Joining me live from the hot as fuck desert, he is a man affectionately now known as the Mississippi Southpaw. That's right. Yo, my man's in training. I don't know if he's lining up for the winner of Roy Jones and Mike Tyson. Dr. Jimmy G.
No. No.
Yeah.
Not at all, sir.
Want some of this too, old man? No. I don't know why you come out here messing with these people. Oh, one of the best. That's the best scene in the movie. I'll fight anyone. That's my favorite scene from Friday. Oh, that's the best shit. What bike? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Up there, what bike? So, bro, you've been going crazy in the garage. You've been adding to the garage. Now, on our social media at JB and Benny Blue, you're now getting in. You're working on 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. What's happening with the boxing? How did this happen?
Well, shout out to my dog, man. Big Vic, man. I've known the cat for a little minute, and he worked at EOS, as a matter of fact. And so I met him there. He's trained some cats in EOS, you know what I'm saying, for hands and stuff. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't really get loose like he wanted to. He's an actual boxer, right? This guy's been boxing since 9 years old. So just never really, did the whole step in the ring thing, but he got the knowledge. And he trains me like he trains a fighter. Like, this ain't no cardio work. You know what I'm saying? This is, we do a lot of offensive, but we do a lot of defensive work. Like, you don't really see a lot of defensive work we do. But that's just hand-eye, that's focusing, you know what I'm saying? That's, trigger pointing, you know what I'm saying? Watching the person's movements and reacting and so on and so forth. Right now, my lower lats feel like somebody beat me with a bat. My obliques are tender as fucking as brisket right now. They feel like, for real, like, bro, I feel like somebody like literally like laid me down and like I was fucking got caught doing some shit in a third world country, and they flogged my motherfucking ass thoroughly. But my hands hurt. Like, and these are the things that that I miss, because I used to do this all the time when I played football. It was more just hand work for more cardio and so on and so forth. But now, man, shout out to my dude Victor, man. First class training, Jab Fitness over in Tempe, the whole crew over there. That's a wonderful gym. It's gritty. Type of gym you want to work out in as far as boxing goes. So MMA, boxing, jiu-jitsu, judo. They got all forms of fighting going on in there. But my dog Vic got me throwing them. You know what I'm saying? Last video I posted, I was a lot looser in that thing, so I was letting that jab fly. You know what I'm saying? Catching the tip of it. You know what I'm saying? Movement, balance, everything good. Feels good to be back in it, man.
Yeah, man. You're already becoming quite the Iron Man. So now you're adding the
You gotta live, man. Look, hey, reviewers out there, live, man. Like, for real. Like, this fitness shit is not a game. It's not a joke. Like, you got time, especially right now. So many ways you could be getting out and getting active and staying active. No gym, no problem. That's real shit. I mean, if you want it, go out and get it, man. Shout out to Corey Callier, you know what I'm saying? Friend of the podcast and homie. I was watching his story on IG the other day, and him and our girl Mimi and some other folks, you know what I'm saying, the G-Training family, hitting them stairs, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure what part of California it was. A lot of goddamn stairs now. But he made a point. He was like, just doing something different for 50 some odd days, right? We're going to do something different for 50 some odd days besides just work out. You know what I'm saying? So get active, man. Like, you ain't got to be around people to run. You ain't got to be around people to walk. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be around people to do none of that shit. Get out and get active, man. The only certain things you can control, that's how you need to look at it, right? You can control the way you eat, right? You can control how much you eat. You can control your activity level in a day. Like, it ain't nothing to get a smartwatch now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it took me forever to get one, but I got an Apple Watch through my phone. Benny got one. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got Samsung got so many smartwatches. Like you know what I'm saying? It's like and they're cheap.
Yep.
So you have and this is a great way to keep up. I'm saying that because it's a great way to keep up with your activity level, right? You keep up with your caloric burn, and that's just take back control of your life, man. People let being fat and being overweight and being out of shape takes just as much work and effort as it does to get in shape and stay in shape. So you just, which one you rather do? You know what I'm saying? That's just kind of what it boils down to. And that's my inspiration, Benny. You know what I'm saying? Look at my girls. You know what I'm saying? I got 3 beautiful daughters and, you know what I'm saying, sons that need their daddy. Mm-hmm. 40 years old, and I ain't trying to slow down at all. Actually, I'm trying to speed the fuck up. Just be real with y'all out there, reviewers. I'm trying to speed up, baby.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And hey, listen, pro tip, because of how long this shit's been going on, me just kind of being on the road for family stuff. If you have access to an apartment gym, use that shit, because I've been able to use it, and that's the first time I've hit any sort of like for real, and not even really for real weights, but like machines since March. And I've been at it every day because
feeling good.
Yeah, because it's like you feel like reborn. Like, oh shit, like cardio and light weights and HIIT and long jogs and all this shit. All that shit's cool, but like I like being in the gym. Don't get me wrong, right. I like classes and stuff, and I do like yoga and stuff like that. But like my favorite is being in the gym. So when you don't have access to it and it's shut down, if you have like, because especially like in the cities, people can kind of high side their own apartment gym. It's like, that's the only shit you got for a while. So don't, even if it doesn't got everything your main gym does. Plus, all these gyms like 24-hour shit all going bankrupt. By the time this shit's over, all these businesses are going to be bankrupt. I mean, JB, I rented a car from Hertz, and Hertz is bankrupt. Like, what type of shit is that? Like,
Hertz been around forever. Right. So
friend of the podcast, Juice, used to do ads for them. Like, come on, man.
Right. Hey, man, that's the world. That's the world, bro. That's where we at right now, man. In this world we in right now, that's where we at. Many great points. Small businesses are suffering, right? Suffering. So one thing we're doing out here, being in the Black community alone, is that we're finding small businesses and we're doing what we call cash mobs, right? And we're running up on these businesses and we're spending, hella money at one time in this business.
Smart.
You know what I'm saying? So that they can take care of their bills for that month. Locations, our girl Keisha Beach is doing a great job out here of organizing what we call base, you know what I'm saying? And if you don't know what that is, follow us up on Instagram. It's BASE. It's an acronym. I'm not gonna act like I know what it means right now, but you find it's there. And if you're in the Phoenix area and you want to come support small Black businesses on Wednesday night and Friday night, you can follow my homegirl Keisha Beach at KM_PHX, or it's easier, to follow, just like I said, base, BASE. It's an acronym.
And we'll share the information in our socials too, especially
of course, without a doubt.
Our Twitter and Facebook, so people can tap in a little bit easier. And speaking of fitness professionals and small business owners, shout out to a friend of the show, a past guest, and will certainly be on again. Our guy Bricks Fitness. He just got over
Bricks.
And he's getting back to business. So definitely check out his channel. He gives you some real insight in terms of what he dealt with, and he really kind of co-signs a lot of things that we talk about in terms of take care of yourself. That's how he got over it, and how you can make sure you don't end up on a damn ventilator from this shit. So we're proof positive of, and he was a guy who was his story. Go back, run back that episode, jbandbennybluereview.com. He was a big boy. He was a big boy. He didn't take care of himself, and he even mentions, he's like, man, I would hate to have COVID how I was back a few years ago as opposed to now, because he takes care of it. So start where you're at, use what you got, and there's plenty of resources, especially on social media, for folks who can motivate you and give you some good information. Make it happen. So there you go. So look, we're powering through this damn thing, and thank God Almighty, we got some sports back, and we have a league that's doing it the right way, and we're going to touch on that here in the back half of the show.
Right.
Start with, Jay, in our Parent Production meeting, JB just said, you know what, I want to talk football, and damn it, it feels normal, it feels right.
Yeah.
We need to understand where we're going, and we need to understand what we're going to have. Because listen, it's going to happen in some capacity, but
Right.
who might be on the field, who may be participating, who knows?
Right.
So, in the world of college football, let's start there before we get to the actual pros. You know, it's a very interesting time because it's not like one sports league at a professional level that can kind of move more as a unit.
Mm-hmm.
You have different conferences like the MAC opting out or postponing fall sports. You have different teams like Connecticut and Colorado State just saying F it for this whole season.
Right.
So it's and all these different leagues are kind of moving in similar directions where they're doing only conference play and stuff like that. But now you're seeing more players saying, you know what, I'm just going to train. I'm opting out for the 2021 draft. Now, one thing I want JB, I kind of want to get your reaction on this. And normally we don't cite, news sources, stuff like that, because this ain't really that type of podcast.
Right, yeah.
The gentleman that I started following on our Twitter at JB and Benny Blue. I don't know him personally, but I'm gonna shout him out. His name is Matt Hayes. He covers college football for the Bleacher Report. And reading a couple of his tweets, he said, Power 5 AD, as an athletic director, just texted. He said, you and your colleagues are chasing the wrong story. The virus alone is enough to stop the season, but presidents are terrified of players organizing. It's the paradigm shift to change amateur sports. You potentially lose one season with the virus. You lose the entire framework of your mission statement with players organizing. You need time to figure out how to attack it. And the reason why I bring this up is because there's an organization called College Athlete Unity that's really coming into play. And it's athletes from not just football, it's all different collegiate sports. And they are basically fighting for the right to be safe with the COVID, and also their rights as not only individuals, but what they can speak out on as far as things like social injustice and things of that nature. And, they're calling out the Big Ten. They're really coming together. And JB, it makes me wonder, just like with some other things that we've seen and what we've talked about in some previous episodes, is this the time where it's like the players might finally have the NCAA and some of these conferences on their knees to really get what they want? I mean, when you hear all that, like, how do you process that?
I think it's great that they have an organization that's trying to protect, that's basically standing in as the union, right? Trying to become the union for collegiate athletes, right? It's going to be a daunting task, right? Because it's not a specific organization with a set number of people who you're trying to protect, like the NFLPA, right? They understand how many people they're trying to protect. They know exactly how many people are on these teams. They know the stipulations. They know contracts. They know this, that, and the third. They understand the writing, big writing, the small writing. They understand everything that goes on with the NFL, right? The same thing with the NBA and MLB. Those specific unions that are set to protect the players. Well, this is what they're trying to do with this little college thing. College Athletic Unity, is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So CAU, that's what they're trying to do with it, right? And I commend them for that, because there has been no protection for college athletes of any kind, right? And this is before COVID or anything, right? The NCAA don't give a damn. You think the NFL don't give a damn? The NCAA, they don't give a damn. They don't give a fuck, all right? So I'm talking about the NCAA not giving a fuck at all, right? They don't care about none of that shit. They don't want these kids to get no money outside of scholarship money they're getting, or the Pell Grant, or whatever the hell your respective state monies that you get for going and maybe staying in your state. You get a certain amount of money or so on and so forth as a college athlete. They don't want these guys and girls making no money outside of the money that they're given, right? And in that, they don't want them having any more rights than they're given through the NCAA and through the respective universities. So shout out to them for trying to do that. And I keep saying trying, because I say it all the time if you listen to our podcast. The NFL is a motherfucker, but the NCAA is a big, hairy motherfucker, right? You know what I'm saying? This one is not to be fucked with at all. You know what I'm saying? Because they're huge, they're big, and they got a whole lot of power, right? And then the people who make up the scholastic part of it, you're small, you're minute, you're nothing, right? So those kids that are opting out, And you're saying that guys like, and especially it really pertains more towards football than anything, right? Just being completely honest, saying, like, we love all collegiate sports. We understand that all athletes matter. It's real, right? If you're a collegiate athlete, I understand. We feel your pain. But we're talking more about football now, because football right now we got guys opting out, and like Benny said earlier, they're saying, okay, well, I'm gonna opt out, work out, and just stay ready, and then I'm gonna enter myself into the 2021 draft. Okay. Well, I'm going to say this to you, right? And Deion Sanders said it. He didn't say it as eloquently as I'm going to put it, right? You better know what the fuck you're doing, right? Deion said it nicely. I'm going to say it how I say things. Right. You better know what the fuck you're doing. You better you better look at your projection right now to see what you would have been if you came out right now, right? If you were going to get drafted right now, where would you be? Right? Then take that and knock it back a whole fucking round.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Knock it back a whole round. So now if you're a projected first round draft pick, you probably won't get picked until the second half, third round, because you're going to opt out an entire season. And they're not going to see you play for an entire football season. Right? That's just like somebody who was ranked super high and then they got hurt and then they had to sit out a little part of the season and they were ranked super high, and there's going to be that doubt, because they can't see you play football on film, right? But what they did see is the cat that didn't opt out, who just had a phenomenal fucking season, even though it was fucking 8 games, 7 games, no matter, who had a great season, who put great film out there, who they're going to take before you, right? So you can take that. I'm going to opt out, and I'm going to work out and get ready for the 2021 draft. And you can take whatever projection you were, and you can knock a whole round off that, because that's basically what you're going to get if you get that round when you knock it back. And that's just the God's honest truth. You got to be. Trevor Lawrence could probably do it, right? Yeah. Because right now he's the most highly ranked quarterback in the nation. He probably could do it. If Trevor Lawrence said, I'm going to sit the fuck down, work out, go see one of the quarterback whisperers, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be ready for the 2021 season. Oh yeah, it's going to be some teams that's going to take him for sure first round. Right? Maybe not first pick, but he's going to go in the first round.
Right.
So you better know what the fuck you're doing. That's real shit. That's as real it can get. Reviewers out there and young kids who are football players especially, because that's my thing. I'm going to tell you the truth. And I'm being completely honest with you right now when I say that. You better know what the fuck you're doing. Because you might get drafted and you might not.
Right.
Right? So if you projected 4th round draft pick, you might want to bring your ass in there and be safe and play football this shit. Right? Because you might be screwing yourself over real big.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, from a money standpoint, I mean, money talks with all these situations. NFL teams, especially GMs, for teams that are going to be drafting high, they're going to be minimizing risk even more. So if they don't have decent tape, even if you have that much talent, they're going to look at it as if they're going to basically treat you as if you're injured. Like you played well, but then you were a first rounder that tore their ACL or something like that. They're going to treat you like
how they're going to do you.
Yep. And the other thing too, JB, is like when you look at this letter that they wrote to the Big Ten in terms of the list of demands that they have for safety protocols as it relates to COVID in particular, particularly the big one that stands out is banning the use of those weak ass COVID-19 liabilities. Like, we're not responsible if you get it. Basically, is what they're saying. The shitty part is that these players are basically in contract with the schools. What they're not really in contract with is their conference or the NCAA. I mean, somewhat with the conference, but really not with the NCAA at all. So the other thing is, as you mentioned, know what the fuck you're doing. That also applies to the transfer portal. Like if you're a player that wants to play, but you don't feel safe at your program, but you want to go to another program, don't shoot yourself in the foot and take yourself off the field for a year because you're stuck in limbo trying to figure out if you can still play somewhere, but you don't trust your program, or maybe you're in a state that's just going crazy with the Rona and you don't want to play games there because the team might get infected or whatever the case may be. It applies for kids players who still have years of eligibility left as well. It doesn't just apply to the pro level. So that takes me to the next point. Oh man, we love playing themes, JB, from some of our favorite wrestlers. JB, I'm gonna let you do the honors for the gentleman who bought the sports league. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know what you
I
need?
do. I do. You know, so shout out to our guy. I say our guy. We love this dude. Right? We fucking adore this man.
Perhaps.
All right, we adore this man. All right, because he makes moves that are strategic. All right, he gives it his all in everything he does. He's the standing order when it comes to working out and pushing yourself to the limits and new heights. And if you smell what the Rock is cooking right now, or should I say, if you smell what the Rock has cooked, because it's already done, right? Yes, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson purchased the XFL for a measly. This is a sports team we talk about now. This is not a team. This is a sports organization.
Right.
For a measly $15 million. Right? Measly. Right? He got a deal. Like, woo, shit. Right? But here's our thing, Benny. Like, we were very high on the XFL.
Yes, we were.
We were very high on the XFL because it was some good football being played.
Yes. Yes, it was.
So if the Rock and his team and the people that he's with that take over this organization, if they do this thing correctly, and I ain't talking about no motherfucking wrestling promo type bullshit, like actually making a respectable football league like it was, I think, before it got shut down due to this whole COVID thing, it can be a phenomenal league for a long time, right? For a long time, it can. It can be the D League of football. Right? It can. It very well could be. I'm going to say a level above the D League because, you know, the D League is the G League rather, right? Basketball. So the G League is cool to watch. But it's just, it don't hold a candle to the real deal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The real NBA basketball, G League basketball, there's a significant drop off. XFL football, I think, can be a level right under the NFL. Really. Because there's a lot of guys out there who have the talent to play in the NFL, just like we spoke about when they had the Alliance League. There are a lot of guys out there who have the talent to play who just didn't never get the opportunity to stick. Right? They might have got the opportunity to get there, but they never got the opportunity to stick. For whatever reason, numbers, injuries, whatever, they didn't get the opportunity to stick. And these guys can come in this league and they can play and they can be stars in their own league, right? I love what they did by making it a separate league to where people can get contracts and get another contract and get another contract and become a superstar in this league, as opposed to saying, I'm working my ass off to get to the NFL, right? It don't have to be that. It doesn't have to be that. If you want to become a star in this league, then you can do that. That's the way the damn thing should be organized. It should be set up like that and no other way. In that way, you're going to have football pretty much year-round, right? Good football, pretty much year-round, right? Now, nothing's ever going to trump, and I hate saying that word nowadays, nothing's going to overtake the monster that is the NFL, right? The NFL is Godzilla, right? Period. But you have a baby Godzilla, and that's the XFL. So shout out to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, all right? He did the damn thing, him and his team. That was great. I saw it and I got hyped. I was like, thank God. All right? Because I don't think he's not gonna let that thing fail. And he's passionate about it, right? I don't think Vince McMahon was that passionate about the XFL.
Yeah.
Right? He knew it could be something, but it wasn't his baby, right? We know his baby is wrestling. It was his side chick. It wasn't his old lady. So for The Rock, I think he's gonna make this his main. You know what I'm saying? He's really gonna put it into it. Movies is his thing. He ain't gotta worry about that. Right? He gotta call the shots. He's playing what he makes movies that he wants to make. He's that big of a star now. He's an A+ actor. So he makes the movies that he wants to make. So movies ain't shit for him. So now this is his baby. And I think it's gonna be successful. I'm happy for it. I'm happy for him, Billy. I'm happy for it. More so, you know how I am. I'm happy for these guys that are not getting an opportunity to play in the NFL.
Yeah, because I mean, for The Rock, similar to I think what you've seen. It's funny because he does all these movies with Kevin Hart, but they're in a very similar position where they're elevating to like owning things and companies and things of that nature. So that's him. I think really stepping into that arena. And people forget, he used to play. He played for Miami, and I think he understands the plight of the XFL guy because he was a fringe NFL guy.
Right.
Quite good enough to stick, but he knows what those guys are going through. And the funny thing about this, JB, is that unlike the AAF, which we rode pretty tough for, because again we liked the ball that we were seeing. The XFL was actually pretty well run, but COVID really just took them out because they had built up so many. They had the TV deals and the expenses. They just it wasn't like the AAF where they grossly mismanaged their money. It's just COVID, just like COVID's taken out fucking 24-hour fitness and Hertz and Pier 1 imports, and they just went bankrupt. That's just what happened. So it wasn't like they were hopefully and probably still going to stick if the pandemic doesn't happen. But I think The Rock can bring into breathe some new life into it because, like you said, he's probably going to care about it a little bit more than Vince, even though Vince will probably swear up and down that, no, I'm doing it, I'm doing it again, I'm doing it the right way. Well, great, Vince, you were doing it better than the first time around.
Right. Hats off. It wasn't no fucking joke. Yeah. It wasn't a joke. You know what I'm saying? Because the first time around, it was like, what is this shit? This is wrestling on a football field, wrestling with football equipment on. Like,
exactly. And bringing it kind of full circle as it relates to college players, like you said, now that could be the portal of presenting itself like a higher level G League, where it can really be for guys who want to bypass the college system, who can play there for a couple of years and then elect to go to the NFL, or like you said, because of what The Rock has done in entertainment, become stars in their own right in the XFL. And I think, JB, I have a sneaking suspicion that this pandemic is going to prove that the NFL needs the XFL more than it would care to admit. Because if they imagine if the XFL was intact right now and they needed players who were ready to go.
Right. Just like I talk about all the time. I hate the NFL Europe folded because the NFL Europe was a great league, man. It was its own entity, but it was still that pipeline to get to the NFL. Now we take away that pipeline, right? There's always that option, right, to go to the big leagues, right? But now you can be that guy, you know what I'm saying, in this league. And so, yeah, man, I'm excited about it. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait for 2021 to get around so we can be normal again, hopefully. Hopefully.
Well, speaking of all that, before we get into our first break, speaking of normalcy, camp is open. Apparently
camp started.
The camp's open. Apparently they're advertising Hard Knocks. They're still gonna do. That's gonna be very interesting. Not only because they're doing
an LA Hard Knocks is that.
Yeah, so 2 teams plus it's going to be very interesting to see how they film shit with COVID. But so far, what is your impression of it, and specifically for the Birdgang, what are you hearing? How has it been going in your estimation?
Honestly, of course, everything kind of just really kicked off about a weekend, if that. But
testing during that time.
Right. So I think Aaron Donald said something I read, and he said that everybody kind of feels safe now, right? Because we're back in our own world, right? And people don't understand that as a football player and as an athlete, you're accustomed to being I'm not going to use the word bubble, but you're accustomed to being inside of a different world than the one that we're in, right? We eat, sleep, shit, practice, play around our team and around our faculty, and that's normal to us, right? So, yeah, everybody was like, well, they got families and kids and wives. Yeah, true, that's normal, but that's not the norm, right? Being completely honest with you, a professional athlete is a part-time father, right? You can be the best dad you want to be, but you're not going to be there like mom because we're in another world, and we have to be, right? So now that guys are back in that world, I think guys feel a whole lot more safe. There are going to be some guys that get COVID. It's going to happen because it's so easy to catch. But I think that with the resources that the NFL has from team to team and just the NFL as the umbrella, they're going to figure out a way to get it going fast. They're going to put that person in quarantine. We joked about it last episode about this whole COVID reserve list they have, and they do. Teams have a COVID reserve list that are players that are ready to play if somebody goes down with COVID, because they got to be out for 2 weeks, 10 to 14 days.
You're about to be eligible. You're about to be eligible on the COVID reserve list. You're going to come in as the eligible tackle like this in the goal line.
Yeah, look, I take a couple more of them checks.
Flat on the right.
Look, I'll take a couple of them checks. What you mean? I'm damn near red zone threat now. So, no, but it's real. We talk about that money train is not going to stop. But I really think that they're doing everything that they can to keep these guys safe. That's just the objective because it's about the product, right? I said last episode the NFL don't give a fuck about their players. And they, to a certain extent, they don't. Let's just be real. I'm going to call a spade a spade. But it's about the product, right? And if those star players are on that field, their product's not going to be the same, right? So it will be in their best interest to make sure that those guys stay healthy and stay as healthy as possible. So I'm pretty sure they're taking every precaution. The media is not allowed in, not except for, like outside media is not allowed in. Outside fans aren't allowed in. I'm almost certain that most NFL, all NFL stadiums are going to not allow fans coming in. I know us, the Cardinals, said that.
I think it's
us at the Cardinals, we said that we were going to let people come in, but we're going to make them wear masks. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I said this 2 months ago. People asked me about football. Is it going to happen? I said it's going to happen. I said it's going to be weird as fuck for the first 6 to 8 weeks. It's going to be really weird, right? Because everybody going to be in the stands. So it's going to be like fucking scrimmages on Sunday and Monday. But at the same time, it's like these guys getting paid. That competitive spirit's going to take over. There's going to be some nasty games played. It might even be nastier because I see more. You see more fights in practice than you do. You know what I'm saying? in the real game. So it's going to be frustrating to a certain point. But at the same time, when it's all said and done, you got a job to do because those checks are rolling in, right? So you got to get out there and you got to perform at the highest level you possibly can. And games got to be won and games got to be lost. So it's good to have it back. It's good to be able to turn ESPN on and see guys. It's good to be able to jump on social media and see your team doing their thing out there and see, highlights of guys catching balls and everything that we do. It makes, it kind of calms the spirit a little bit, right? Kind of calms the spirit a little bit.
Right.
Soothes the savage beast, right?
Right.
Football does.
Yo, serious question before we get into our first break. 2 months into this quarantine, what is the percentage of players who have kids that were just going down to their basement bathroom and just sitting down there on their phone for a half hour to get away from the kids? What percent? 90%? 95?
I'm gonna be realistic about it. You know what I'm saying? Because some guys, have older kids, and older kids are a lot easier to deal with than younger kids. Okay, so I take it back with kids under 10. Kids. Ooh, I'm gonna go on. Let's say by 85% of them, at least an hour a day, right? Now I know me personally, I don't. My kids are always in and out of my house, right? So my daughters will be here in a little while, a couple of days. They'll be here for a couple of weeks. My son is in from New Orleans, so he comes and he stays. You know what I'm saying? So my kids are always in and out of my house, right? My kids are older, but when little Sparrow Rain is here, who's Daddy's shadow, sometimes I got. I'm just being real. As fucked up as this sounds, sometimes I got to go to my hiding spot, which is the bathroom, right? And that shit that would usually take about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, takes about 35 minutes. And trust me, in that time, you get Daddy, what you doing? What I'm doing? I'm using the bathroom. Leave me alone, right? So cool. I'm thinking about 85% video guys that, right? They're sitting there on their phone like this, playing games and sliding through Twitter and, doing what guys do in the bathroom.
Yeah. Well, stay safe.
Probably hopping in some DMs too.
Right. Yeah. No shit. Well, stay safe, both in the DMs and at training camp, because JB, my prediction is that the NFL season is going to run somewhere between the quality and the safety and the experience of the MLB and the NBA. I don't think it's going to be as bad as the MLB, because MLB is tripping and falling all over themselves. But the NBA's got it locked down tight. Them dudes, just be real, and I'm not knocking the MLB, but they're used to running a loose ship anyway. Oh yeah. Right? They're never the sports league that's like, you got curfew and no. Baseball, them boys tobacco spitting. Them boys be out, man. They be on they be going for a week. They play 4 games in a week. You really think them boys is say they play at 6 o'clock or they play at 2 o'clock on Monday, right? They get there for the first week, 2 o'clock on Monday.
right? That game lasts till about 5:30, 6 o'clock. They're done until 4 o'clock the next day, right? So they got to get up and they got to bullshit for like an hour at 1 o'clock, and then they got some treatment, and then they got to be on the field. Oh, they run a loose ship over there. So that's why you see the shit going on COVID-wise. Them motherfuckers is wild. Now, one thing, if you really want to put a label on it, or you want to put like a number system on it, on how wild sports are, I'm talking about wild, the real world wild. Crazy, off the chain. Baseball's number 1. I don't care what nobody say. Basketball's probably number 2, football's number 3, and then we go on from there. Football and hockey might be like, so I'll take that back. Baseball and hockey might be what? Because they wild. But we ain't heard nothing about them.
Yeah, football cats ain't as wild as advertised, but MLB, they're like MLB. Like half the time people don't even know who's in the league, and them cats are fucking out here.
Look, let me tell you something, man. I'm just like, no names gonna be said. When I was hanging out with, when I was a rookie, there's cats I was hanging out with. I went and hung out with one particular receiver, right? And we went and hung out with the Phillies one night.
Oh boy!
I've seen some of the wildest shit I've ever seen in my life at that house, because they don't go party like other people. They have a house, and they import the broads, and they kick it. I mean, they kick it, and they kick it hard, right? Like Messi. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, viewers. When we come back, we're going to talk about a team that you'd think would get more love in the show, considering our affinity and appreciation for the desert. Because God damn it, they're doing great things in the desert. Oh, that's called a teaser in this business. Stick around when we come back. This is the JB and Benny Blue Review podcast, and we'll be right back, bitches.
Yeah. No.
All right, and in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Viewers, let's go. Welcome back. Appreciate you rocking with
back
that.
Here.
Episode 160 of the review.
160, bro. That's crazy, dog. 160. You know my mind bad, so I was trying to figure out the other day what episode we was on.
You're always like 193, isn't it? Or like you always put it lower. You always like it's like
right. I'm like
124. What the fuck?
Right. Yeah. So 160, man. Wow. Just want to send a shout out, man, to everybody listening. I posted a story earlier on our Instagram page, man. Just reminding the reviewers that we were recording today, and then we were putting it out tomorrow, being the 10th of what is this, August?
I know.
Right. So
flies when you're staying home.
Right, exactly. So one of the funniest memes I've seen thus far is August came quick. And Jada Pinkett Smith was on the picture. So August came quick. Oh man. Oh God. Okay. That's enough of that. So Benny, I'm sorry when I even get on this shit. I'm still like, what? It's crazy to me that they just took us through that journey with them like that. Right?
I still can't believe she put that man on camera. That was unbelievable.
They just took us on the
red table shit, and he's got to sit there while she's like, "We had an
agreement."
He's like, "You know what that means?"
Right. That's what I say. You just really took us through that journey like that, like for real. I mean, damn.
Shout out to Will. Will, you certified your legend status a long time ago, but damn it, Will, come on, man.
And so for me though, Benny, it's like this. I'm not buying the fact that Will didn't know this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not buying that. I'm not buying it not one bit. Not to harp on this shit, but I'm not buying for 1 second that Will didn't know that this was happening.
Well, that was them. That was them. You know why they did it? That was them responding to the tsunami of social media. That's why.
Right.
They want to frame it in their own way, but it's like they still made Will look fucking crazy. And I was like, I can't believe with how smart and like experience that how smart experience, how like the ownership that they have of their content, that they let that come out. That was kind of wild. I would pay a small pay-per-view fee to witness is the conversation they had after that shit.
Right. Yeah.
Off
Yeah.
camera when they went off camera when they actually left the audio running. You know, those
Right.
cameras like pointed out here.
Right. like Dave Chappelle when he was acting like Darth Vader talking about the sexual harassment. He was like, cut the camera. Hey. Oh, God damn it!
That was on the table. Fucking could have got red. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right, exactly. That was the real red table, motherfucker. Like,
right.
I got that picture of Will in my phone. You know what I'm saying? Just in case anybody try me, they gonna get the Will face. All right. I got that, and I got this little kid on Twitter. I don't know who this child is, bro. I don't know who this child is.
Oh, is that the kid with like the immaculate hairline?
Yeah, that's the one I don't know who this child is, right? But I saw this kid one day. Somebody said to somebody, her kid don't be having it or some shit. And I was like, you know what? Damn, that kid's face is my face. Anytime I don't believe something, here he is, reviewers. This is my guy. All right, we can see him. Get this glare. All right, we get this glare right. You see this kid? This is my facial expression 60% of the day. People start saying dumb shit to me. People start saying shit I don't believe.
And thanks to you, that is now going to be the thumbnail for this episode. So when you pull this up on YouTube, it's like you hold it up.
Right, I ain't trying to hear. Whoever this kid is, mom, dad, whoever this kid is, the child is my spirit animal. That's who he is. That's why I'm using his face, because I know one day somebody will be like, why are you posting my picture of my kid up here? Hey, because that's my spirit animal. What's his name, damn it? Jamal?
Right. And considering how fast the internet moves, he's probably 16 at this point. Good God.
Exactly. Right. About to graduate high school and shit.
Right. Speaking of making the internet go crazy, oh, that's right. We teased it before the break. This might be one of the very first time we've barely talked about him, because let's be honest, ever since we started this podcast, wasn't a lot to talk about. But don't look now, but your Phoenix Suns are 5-0 in the NBA bubble. The first time, JB, that they've been 5-0 since, I believe, December of 2014. I think they've been for a while. So they're 5-0, trying to get in the playoffs.
Trying to sneak into the playoffs, trying to get that 8 seed to play the Lakers. Right, my sons, man. So shout out to Monty Williams, first and foremost.
Yeah.
All right, who's doing a phenomenal job with a young group of guys. Right, and we got some OGs in there like my man Rubio. Right, Book's not a freshman by any stretch of the imagination. He's been in the league for a few years. Javon Carter, who was one of our key role players. Young Aiton, coming of age. Mikal Bridges, my cousin, who is the consummate pro, man. You know, the kid is like, I mean, this is his second year in the league, man. He's like, he don't make mistakes, man. Like, the kid comes in, you get quality minutes, you're going to give defense because he's long. He got a jumper, he can slash, he gets garbage points, and the kid is just a consummate pro. And you mix that all in, along with Aubrey, I can never say his name. Aubrey. Okay. Who's just Aubrey, yeah, who's just he's just nasty, right? He's got a mean streak to him. I like him. You know what I'm saying? He gonna dunk on your ass. He can stroke the tray, right? His thing is he just disappears sometimes, right? You know, sometimes he just disappears. You're like, what the fuck is that? But then when he's balling, all right? Again, shout out to Monty Williams and his coaching staff for doing great things with this young nucleus of players. I think we can be good for a long time. And as we spoke about in our pattern production meeting, Benny, we need one more guy, right? We need one more guy. So Kawhi, you're not gonna win the championship in LA. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I'm telling you, it's just not. Either the Lakers gonna win the championship in LA, or ain't nobody in LA will win the championship. That's just how it's gonna happen, right? And then, so I don't even know Kawhi's contract situation, but
in 2 years,
where it goes, man.
1+1, I think. Same with Paul George.
We're lobbying now.
Yeah.
We're lobbying. You know what I'm saying? We just need a superstar. Right? We need one superstar to come to the desert, and I don't understand why we can't get a superstar to come to the desert. EP follows the fuck out of me. We're a hub, man. You got LA, less than 5 hours away. An hour and 10 minutes away on a plane. You got Vegas, same thing, 45 minutes, 50 minutes away on a plane. You got Houston, you know what I'm saying? You got a couple hour plane ride. Why would you not want to be here?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you not want to be in the desert? Great house price. Most of them live here in the off-season anyway, right? So, like, great house prices. You got any kind of woman you want. I'm just being real because most of these guys are single. You know what I'm saying? You got any kind of woman you want. You know what I'm saying? Black, white, other. Shit. What more can you ask for, man? The nightlife is cool when it's cracking. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot of trouble to be gotten into in Scottsdale, Arizona. So, shit, what you mean? We need that one more dude, man. Or, just be real with you, Benny, no the fuck we don't. No, we don't. We just need next year. That's what we need. We need the team to stay intact, and we need next year. Because I believe we're going to make some motherfucking noise next year, right? You got the dominant teams in the West. You got the Clippers. You got the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? You got those teams, right? Dallas is going to be a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So that, you're looking at about 5 teams in the Lakers, Dallas, the Clippers. Who else in the West? Houston, always going to be in the mix. There's one more team I'm forgetting.
And the Warriors are going to be back next year.
Warriors will be back next year.
They might not be dominant, but they're going to be back.
We're looking at 5 teams, right? So that's 3 fucking spaces that we can sleep in. We can slip in and be, seated, mid to lower mid in the playoff hunt. We're going to be all right. I see great things happen for the Suns. I can't wait for 2021 to come around again. I just said it before that segment. And say it again so we can get back to normal, hopefully, in sports. Because I want to go see my boys play some ball, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get courtside, check it out, see what's cracking.
Right. Yeah, because I think to your point about why you're doing your pitch for the desert for potential stars. I think for a lot of reasons. I mean, one of the biggest things that we know, especially from our KSRN fam and just folks there in the desert. Period. We already know, bro. It's very similar to Minnesota, Cleveland, and New York. The main problem those 3 teams have, fucking bogus ownership. And that's a big problem with Phoenix, where they've been very cheap. They've been letting guys go, and they've had other stars there, or players that actually ended up blossoming into stars that they've let go. Right. And I think that it starts with Monty Williams having the culture of winning. That's why when you look at the whole KD Kyrie thing, they went to the Nets, because if you think about it, the Nets a season ago were what Phoenix is now, where they had a bunch of really good young players, a couple potential stars, but just a really good young core that could make the playoffs probably on their own. Couldn't really make any noise, but they could at least do that. To me, that's what the Suns are now, where if the Suns got a major star, could you imagine if the Suns fucking lured Giannis down there? Like, Jesus H. Christ. They would be title contenders instantly.
Right. Without a doubt.
And
I think we're even more talented now than the Nets were a year ago. Right?
Maybe
we got more pieces. Like they had just thinking, they're just thinking about, like, before Kyrie and KD went, they had like 2 guys that was just like, really bringing it every night, and all the rest of the guys were role players, doing their job. Talent wise, we got 6 guys that can really handle the game. That can really impact the game. So yeah, we need one guy. We do, and it maybe, one guy for sure, to get that superstar. Everybody needs one superstar on the team. And we got D Book, and I'm not discrediting D Book at all. But think if we had somebody to take the pressure off him, to where they're not doubling him. Well, they can't double him. Oh my God, 36 points, we go to 46 points every fucking night with that guy, because he's fucking automatic. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, shout out to the Phoenix Suns, man. Never rock with y'all forever. It's crazy. I was a Suns fan before I even came to the desert, before I even set foot in the desert. I was a Suns fan. I always liked the color scheme. I remember when I was in high school my junior year, or my senior year, I had a purple Phoenix Suns shirt. Yup. In Mississippi. Rocking that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all.
Yep.
Go Suns, go! God damn it. Shout out to the fucking gorilla, my guy.
Right. Well, hopefully, we can be back in the arena. We can see him in 2021, and we can see all sports in their intended environments in the new year, because Lord knows what's going to happen with this year. But we're getting back to business slowly but surely. We're taking advantage of the new normal and all that shit. So only thing we can say is stay safe, and hopefully it's going to be, you know, some good stuff to watch. Because I mean, I'll tell you what, the bubble games are quite enjoyable. I'm enjoying them a lot.
It's great to watch. Great. I've been watching golf. You know, shout out to the PGA, man, the championship.
Golf too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've been swinging the sticks, baby. You know what I'm saying? I've been out there handling it. Yeah. You know, I decided this, man. I'm gonna just start doing things that make me happy. You know, instead of just sitting around the house, you know, sulking, and you know, you can do things like that safely. Because you know, I play golf with my guy Brian Johnson all the time. Boxing, we take every precaution. You know what I'm saying? Walk in and get shot in the head with the temperature gun. You know what I'm saying? So just doing things that mean something to me, and of course working out every day, and you know, spending time with my shorties. So yeah, man, just reviewers out there, stay safe, man. Just stay safe. Just stay safe. Like that's just the main objective right now. They say they say all like the old saying says, all we can do in these times, stay safe. That's it. All right, that's all we can do. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, episode 160, man. Another episode of JB and Benny Blue Review. Hit us up, man, on social media at JB and Benny Blue. That's Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. All right, at jbandbennyblue.com. Past episodes. We got a phone number. What's that phone number, Benny?
818-850-2804. Hit us up.
And you know this.
You know what? We're gonna have some more content coming this week, and I'm gonna be doing it here with the Bizzle, man. I'm gonna pull some clips and be doing some hog talk. The beauty of the Zoom technology is we can share the screen and we can break it down. So it's a very efficient way to get this done. So the hog talk is coming. We've been promising the hog talk. We're gonna do it. We didn't forget. And just make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because you're getting full episodes and you're getting clips. So if you want what we're talking about and get some, get some.
Listen, I charge for this shit. Right? So whenever you getting some free game, I charge for this shit, and I teach. I don't teach the same shit the other O-line coaches and trainers teach. So, hey, I tell people all the time, you give me a 35-year-old white woman who ain't never played football in her life, give me an hour with her, and she'll be an offensive lineman by the time I'm done. Right. And that's on me. Right.
And she's probably got the hips to do it. Hey, all right.
Hey,
You're out. This has been the JB and podcast. Until next time, stay safe, and we love you.
Stay safe, viewers, man. We love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Holla.